Imagine this. Every year we generate 2.01 billion tons of waste worldwide. Yes, billion with a B. Now let that sink in for a moment. That's about 270 times the weight of all the humans on Earth. It's a staggering amount, and it's growing. Each year, we're producing 3% more waste than the year before. But where does all this waste go? The answer, unfortunately, is not a pleasant one. More than half of the world's waste ends up in landfills or dumps where it sits, taking hundreds, if not thousands of years to decompose. And as it breaks down, it releases potent greenhouse gases like methane and carbon dioxide, contributing to climate change. And here's another shocker. The waste we produce isn't just harming the atmosphere, it's also damaging our soils. You see, soils are like the skin of the earth. They're a vital, living ecosystem that supports plant life and regulates water flow. But when we dump waste into landfills, we're effectively burying and suffocating these life-giving soils under mountains of garbage. The problem doesn't stop there. As landfills fill up, we're forced to create more, eating up valuable land that could be used for agriculture, housing, or natural habitats. And the waste itself? It's a cocktail of plastics, metals, chemicals, and organic material, much of which can leach into the ground and contaminate our water supplies. It's a grim picture, isn't it? But don't despair, because there's a solution, a way we can help turn the tide on this waste crisis. And it's something that's as natural as the soil beneath our feet. It's a process that's been going on for millions of years, long before humans ever walked the earth. But what if there is a simple, eco-friendly solution that can help reduce this waste? Enter composting. Composting, a natural process that turns organic material into a nutrient-rich soil conditioner, can be a game changer. Picture this. You've just finished a delicious meal, and you're left with a heap of organic leftovers. Instead of tossing them into the trash, they end up in a compost pile. Over time, these organic materials break down into a substance that gardeners often refer to as black gold. Why is that, you ask? Well, composting is a potent method to reduce the amount of waste we send to landfills. When organic materials like food scraps and yard waste end up in landfills, they generate methane, a potent greenhouse gas that contributes to climate change. However, when these same materials are composted, they transform into a rich, crumbly material that nourishes soil, reduces the need for chemical fertilizers, and helps prevent weed germination. But the benefits of composting don't stop at reducing waste and feeding plants. It's also a key player in the fight against climate change. You see, composting sequesters carbon, trapping it within the soil rather than allowing it to escape into the atmosphere. This process effectively reduces the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, helping to mitigate the impacts of climate change. Moreover, composting improves soil health in several ways. It enhances the soil's ability to hold water, which can help prevent forest fires. It also reduces erosion, holding the soil together and preventing mudslides. This means that composting is not just good for your garden, but it's also beneficial for the environment on a larger scale. So if you're looking for an easy, cost-effective, and environmentally friendly way to manage waste and improve soil health, composting could be your answer. It's a simple process that yields impressive results and contributes to a healthier, more sustainable planet. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's dive deeper into the effects of compost on plant growth and soil health. You might think, why compost when we have chemical fertilizers? Well, the answer lies in the health of our plants and soil. Let's delve into the world of compost and chemical fertilizers. Picture this. You have two plants. One is given compost, the other, chemical fertilizers. Initially, you might not see much difference. But over time, the plant on a chemical diet might start showing signs of stress, while its compost-fed counterpart thrives. Why is this? Well, it boils down to how these two feed your plants. Chemical fertilizers offer a quick but short-lived nutrient boost. They tend to focus on primary nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, often neglecting the myriad of other elements that plants need. Overuse can lead to nutrient imbalances and even damage the soil structure. Compost, on the other hand, offers a banquet of nutrients in a stable form. It nourishes the soil with a wide range of minerals and organic matter that benefit plant growth. Over time, it creates more nutrient-dense fruits and vegetables. It's like choosing a well-balanced meal over a sugar rush. But the benefits don't stop at plant growth. Compost also improves the soil's ability to hold together, reducing erosion and the risk of disastrous mudslides. It increases the soil's capacity to retain water, a crucial factor in preventing forest fires. It even helps prevent weed germination, saving you the headache of unwanted garden guests. And let's not forget about the climate. Composting diverts organics from landfills, reducing greenhouse gases. It sequesters carbon, helping to reduce the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. In short, composting is a small step that can have a big impact on our planet. So, while chemical fertilizers might seem like an easy option, they are a short-term solution with long-term consequences. Compost, with its numerous environmental and horticultural benefits, offers a sustainable and superior alternative. As you can see, compost is not just an alternative but a superior choice to chemical fertilizers. But how can you get started with composting? Believe it or not, starting your composting journey at home is easier than you might think. Let's dive into the process, shall we? First and foremost, you need to choose the right location for your compost pile or bin. It should be an easy-to-reach spot with good drainage and, ideally, a bit of shade. Next up, it's time to gather your compost materials. These are generally divided into two categories, greens and browns. Greens are rich in nitrogen and include things like vegetable scraps, coffee grounds, and fresh grass clippings. Browns, on the other hand, are high in carbon and include items like dried leaves, twigs, and paper. The secret to a successful compost pile lies in maintaining a balance between these two types of materials. Now let's talk about the actual composting process. Start by adding a layer of browns at the bottom of your compost pile or bin. This will help with aeration and drainage. Then, add a layer of greens on top, followed by another layer of browns. Keep repeating this process until your pile is about 3 feet high. It's important to turn your compost pile every few weeks using a pitchfork or a shovel. This helps to aerate the pile and speeds up the decomposition process. You'll know that your compost is ready when it turns into a dark, rich soil-like substance. But why go through all this trouble, you might ask? Well, composting at home has a host of benefits. Not only does it allow you to recycle your kitchen and yard waste, but it also creates a nutrient-rich soil conditioner that can enhance the health and productivity of your garden. It reduces the need for chemical fertilizers, helps with water retention, and even helps to combat climate change by reducing landfill waste and the resulting greenhouse gas emissions. With just a little effort, you can make a big difference. But what if you don't have the space or time to compost at home? Not everyone has the space or time to compost at home, but don't worry, there are other ways you can contribute to this eco-friendly practice. Community composting initiatives are on the rise, and they offer a brilliant way for everyone to be part of the solution. These programs are about more than just waste reduction. They're about building sustainable communities and fostering a sense of environmental responsibility. Imagine a world where your kitchen scraps, instead of ending up in a landfill, are transformed into nutrient-rich soil enhancer. That's the magic of community composting initiatives. They take what was once considered waste and turn it into something that benefits our gardens, our food, and our planet. So, how can you support local composting initiatives? There are several ways. If you're not composting at home, you can start by saving your kitchen scraps. Think vegetable peels, coffee grounds, eggshells. Most community composting programs will happily accept these contributions. But support goes beyond just contributing scraps. You can volunteer your time, helping to turn the compost piles or spreading the finished compost in community gardens. You can also help educate others about the benefits of composting. Many programs offer workshops and educational events that you can participate in or even help organize. Don't have a local composting initiative in your area? Why not start one? It might seem like a daunting task, but remember, every big change starts with a small step. You'd be surprised at the impact a single compost pile can have. Not only does it reduce waste and create nutrient-rich soil, but it also brings people together, fostering a sense of community and shared responsibility for our environment. And just think about the ripple effect. If every community had a composting initiative, imagine the amount of waste we could divert from landfills. Imagine the decrease in greenhouse gas emissions. Imagine the boost in soil health and plant growth. So there you have it, a simple, sustainable solution to our waste problem. Remember, every little step counts when it comes to saving our planet.